Also a big day locally. Members from the Mountain Iron Buell community gathered to support Rangers hoop star Jordan Zubich for her signing day. Friends, family, and fans met at MIB High School auditorium this afternoon to see which of the final 6 schools Jordan was going to commit to. After heartfelt words from her brother Asher Zubich, mother Becky, and 2 of her closest friends, Jordan announced that she will be heading to the University of North Carolina to continue her education and basketball career after she graduates in 2024. Now, it was an emotional day, of course, but one Jordan was happy to share with her community.
I mean, obviously, as you can tell from the party, it was really emotional. Being from a small town, I think that, it wasn't just my decision, obviously. It was the whole community, because I know most of them will probably end up coming to my games in North Carolina, so it's just really emotional overall. I mean, probably happy, sad, excited, all of them. On my official visit, I just had, this feeling. I talked to a lot of my friends who had already committed, and they just said, you'll know when you're there, and I just had that feeling, so.
Congratulations again to Jordan. The Zubiches are quite the family.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Congrats to her.
Absolutely.
I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
You can just see how excited she was.
It was such a great moment, and like I said, you could just feel the love, a small town community, and their UNC head coach said, keep that with you, keep that mentality with you. So it was so great to see.
I love that.
Yeah.